Hello YouTubers and welcome back to Go Figure Customs YouTube channel. Hopefully by now you've watched and enjoyed my latest review of the Retro Cobra Stinger, which I thought was a nice piece, maybe a bit expensive, but probably in the end worth it. And uploading at this very minute, so hopefully by the time you watch this it is available because my upload speeds are shit at my house, is General Geekery's second spotlight show, where we take a particular figure or vehicle and talk about all of the different variations that have come out over the years. Our first show was on the LA Viper, where JD and I talked about every different variation of the LA Viper that came out. And this latest show was on the HISS Tank, and we had Articulated Chad on as a guest. And we did talk about this particular vehicle on that episode because it is a HISS Tank, and that is the new HISS Tank Megatron Transformer crossover. And this literally is an unboxing for, well, I won't say the first time. I've done like total unboxings before, but most of the time I have already opened the item. As I mentioned on the Retro Stinger, Hasbro, oh, they didn't double box this. It's all right. I was going to say they double boxed my Stinger. They did not double box HISS. That's okay. I'm going to pop the padding because Jack is scared of it. And we don't want to freak out Jack. Alright. And I am throwing that into a garbage can. I actually have one off screen that I'm not just throwing shit on the floor, although I tend to throw shit on the floor too. So anyway, wow. Okay, I've heard it and seen that the packaging looks fantastic, and I would agree with that. My buddy TA got his today too. I stopped by to visit him. He had a swamp rat tail for me that I needed to complete my last swamp rat, and I picked up a Crimson Guard and Crimson Immortal from him today too. But he got his. He's not even opening it. He said I just set it in my upstairs. He has a huge display room full of just G.I. Joe stuff, and that's where he's going to keep his. And not even going to unbox it. I am going to unbox mine. However, I am going to take an X-Acto knife here and to break the tape seals. Ooh, maybe. See, this is why I actually unbox things before I unbox them. My box did get a little beat up on the bottom. I've seen people complaining about that. I don't really care, honestly. I love the split box, the Transformer versus the Joe side, and it should just slide apart now, right? Ooh, there we go. And I've seen some people that didn't check the ship in an Amazon box, and Amazon put a packing label on the outside of this box and shipped it to them. So there's your tip and trick for today, is if you order anything from Amazon, be sure and check the ship in an Amazon box. And also on that note, if you were looking to pick up the See, everybody's got that stuck in my head now. The Bumblebee / Ostriker crossover figure set. It is available on Amazon already. I pre-ordered mine the second it went live on Hasbro Pulse, and you know, if it's not a Hasbro Pulse exclusive, I don't think I'm going to do that anymore, because people already have I just got my HISS Tank, and people already have the Bumblebee in hand. And I'm like, I don't think Hasbro's going to ship my Bumblebee till next year. But I digress. Anyway, let's see who that was. Somebody's sending pictures. I think whoever I bought stuff from is sending pictures of shipping labels. All right, so I like the logo there on the outside. Megatron HISS G.I. Joe 2022, kind of a cross for crossover. Hasbro logo on the one side, and then the top secret. And then it says, surveillance has detected spies scouting Cobra base. Unauthorized vehicle is identified as subject B. Be prepared to intercept. Their sting is sharp, but we are poised to strike. Okay. All right. And there it is in the box. There you go. There you go. Held in there with little rubber bands. And so I am going to cut all those little rubber bands. There's a lot of them. Okay. Missed a couple. Never ceases to amaze me how they will make sure you cannot get a toy out of a box in America, but you get something from Japan and it's held in with a used piece of Scotch tape. All right. Okay, so there's the Megatron. I'm gonna set him in front of me here while I get the fold out his feet so it'll stand. I'm gonna stand there and stare at you while I pull the rest of this out of here. I was going to say there should be a Baroness figure in here somewhere, but there it is. Instructions. Looks like all the decals are already on it, unlike the retro stuff that's been coming out, where you get to put the decals on yourself. I'm hit or miss on that. I enjoy putting the stickers on my retro Stinger the other day, but if you watched the spotlight show where we did on the HISS tanks, you'll see that I opened my San Diego Comic-Con Power Glide Soundwave set, and I sat down to sticker that son of a bitch last night, and holy shit, those foil stickers are a pain in the ass. So, so there's the Baroness. Looks pretty close to the V1. I see people were complaining about the paint apps on the face, especially because they used a different shade of skin inside the glasses, around the eyes, inside the glasses. I think that's just to make it look like she was wearing glasses, guys. Chill already. They try to go for the retro look, but they're missing the white border around the card. Which I've got a carded vintage figure right here. So you can see there's a white border around the card. I use the white border on all of my custom cards, and then of course the figures available on the back, and then a file card. She does have the file card, but it is very abbreviated because it's in 5 different languages. Again, I can do without the 5 different languages. I get that Hasbro's trying to market this to as many people as they can, as cheaply as they can. So they go with the multilingual card. It ruins the retro feel for me. I don't like it at all. I'm sorry. Maybe that makes me a bad person. I don't know. So yeah, we got the Baroness on the card. I don't know if I'm going to open the Baroness or not. I hadn't planned on it, but I'm not real impressed with the card either. So okay. It does just pop onto the back. So yeah, if you look at it from the front, it looks pretty cool. If you look at it from the side, I think they could have worked that a little bit better, but I don't know. I'm not a Transformers expert by any stretch of the imagination. And then the tailgate is supposed to clip onto his back of his hand as like a shield, I guess. So that's him all in the robot form. And then it, of course, transforms. So looks like I should look at the instructions. Okay, instructions are read. You know, there's a reason I don't normally do like Transformer reviews for my channel. Number one, I don't have the obligatory like cool sound effect intro that's like 80s synthesizer, 90s grunge guitar intro that everyone has that does Transformer reviews and transformation step-by-step process. The other one is I don't really have the setup. I mean, you know, if you've watched General Geekery, we make it pretty friggin' clear that we do not know what we're doing when it comes to technology. So we just kind of, the content is more than the quality is kind of what we're going for. And I just don't have the video set up. You know, these guys have a really nice camera, really nice lighting set up, and can show you step-by-step on how to transform them. So if you want a better transformation video, they are out there. I am sure by now, because people have had this for at least a week or two. So somebody's already beaten me to the punch on doing a review, but and probably a better review than mine. But again, you know what? I don't care. If you're watching this, you're not here for the quality, and I do appreciate that. So anyway, transforming this bad boy. So I am going to do my first transformation on camera. So the cannon comes off. The tailgate shield comes off. And this part is supposed to stay on, but it pops right off. And I'll tell you what, it makes it a lot easier. It's supposed to stay on, but you know what? Fuck it. Why make it more difficult on yourself? So the nose overextends, folds out, overextends. So push the seat back or the floor down, push it back. Do the same thing on the other side. All right. The torso comes forward. These come out. Swing. Torso swings up. Wheels swing up. The legs kind of come forward, and then there's tabs in the treads that go into what's essentially his crotch. Man, you know, you think it would be pretty painful being a Transformer. So fold the legs up. Do not fold the feet up yet. That was my first mistake, first time I started screwing with this. Then the top part, ratchet that back. So Megatron's facing backwards. I think that needs to come up a little bit too. I'm going to pop the rear treads sort of in place for the moment. And then I'm going to move Megatron's torso back. He's got tabs on the sides here that go into the rear part of the treads. So we're going to move that into the right place so that he lines up with those treads. And then snap the treads, the rear part of the treads, into the body into the front part of the treads, and then you get something like that. You can see it's starting to take shape. Bend the biceps a little bit, and then swing these forward, like so. Oh, see, I already accidentally moved the foot in place. And this just folds around. And then the arms stow in the kind of the front of the treads there, and those shoulders come together and tab together. So tab those together, hold it there in place, and then fold the arms into the storage, spots there. And then fold the feet in on the arms, and then put then the canopy should just assemble. Something's not lined up. Like I said, this is why I don't do YouTube Transformer reviews. I don't know, it's fine. So that's essentially the transformation right there, and this is why we took this off. If you fold it down, I forgot to mention the canopy folds in on itself a little bit to make it less awkward in robot mode. So fold that back up, and then you see where the latched into the back on the Megatron. Line that up again. And it just pegs right in, goes forward, and then this has some tabs on it, and it just pegs right in. And anyway, so that's essentially it. Like I said, there's better transformation videos out there, but it's not too hard to transform once you know what you're doing. The guns are independent, obviously, because they are detachable. Okay, whatever. And then his proton cannon thingy pegs into the top of that. There you go. Ooh, it has a little latch on the canopy, so you can pull the canopy open with your fingernail. That's nice. That's kind of cool. Wish the original one had something like that. But there you go. Playability? Yeah, you know what? On the show, HISS Tank review show that's should be live right now, Articulated Chad that he said that he felt there were some places that it was just going to, that he was just gonna break. I don't see that. So the wife just came home, and the dogs go insane anytime somebody comes home, so had to stop the video there. Anywho, playability on this, I think it's, yeah, my transformation's not quite how it should be, I don't think. I got it a lot better the first time I was screwing around with it, but this time something's not quite sitting right, and it's definitely noticeable. But playability, man, yeah, this thing is not hard to transform, even when you transform it wrong like I did, or not as well. It still retains its shape. I think it's got some decent playability to it. So customizability, I don't know what you'd want to customize on this, honestly. Paint jobs, maybe. Might be cool to do it to do the HISS in Megatron colors, like a metallic gray. Other than that, I don't really see the need to customize it. Maybe some weathering. The plastic isn't as soft as the plastic on the Retro Stinger. But like I was saying, I don't really see where it's gonna break, according to Articulated Shad. Maybe he's played with his a bit longer than I have with mine, but I don't see it being super fragile, quite honestly. I really like it. I really dig it. I love Transformers. I love G.I. Joe. I love Transformer G.I. Joe crossovers. I have all of the sets except the there was a like Ninja Force cassette crossover from the club. I couldn't afford at the time, and that's the only one that I've missed. I have the Melissa Fairborn with the bike and the old Snake with the 2 bats, and then all 4 of the San Diego Comic-Con sets. So I am super happy to actually have one that actually transforms. Boy, I think that would have made the both the Jetfire and the Starscream even more cool, as if they could have figured out how to make those transform. All in all, yeah, man, I think this is fantastic. It was kind of pricey. I think it's about $90 total. I don't know what it is on Amazon right now. But if you're a Transformers fan, or a G.I. Joe fan, or definitely both, yeah, you know what? I wouldn't miss this, honestly. And then, of course, it does, like I showed you earlier, come with the retro Baroness figure. I don't know if I'm going to open that or not. I don't know. I don't know if I want to open it or not. And I've got a couple HISS drivers. I'll probably stick a HISS driver in there. Or, you know, I've got a retro Rip It. I may put my retro Rip It in this, let him have this, and then just keep my Baroness on the card. I used to like to keep a lot more stuff on the card than I do now. And you know what? I make better cards than this. You know, and I had somebody give me a hard time for the quality of my cards recently, and they clearly have not bought a retro figure card, because my custom cards are better than this. Anywho, fuck it. I was gonna say, you know, keeping a lot of stuff on. I'm not keeping a lot of stuff on the cards anymore. I've decided that I'm never gonna sell this stuff. So the only person that's gonna have to worry about the value of it is going to be my wife and my co-host JD, when they have to sell this after I die. So that is my curse on them for my demise. So yeah, fuck it. Let's open the Baroness here. Besides, JD will give me a hard time if I don't open this figure. So let's see here. It's O-ring. The shoulder joints are, I've noticed the shoulder joints seem a little closer to the edge of the shoulder, whereas the shoulder, how is that, a rivet? Yeah, a rivet. In the Real American Hero figures is more centered. So I'm a little worried about that wear over time, but all in all, I don't think it'd be a problem. Backpack is really soft plastic. It's not the hard plastic that the original backpack was made out of. Fits on nicely, though. And somebody was complaining about the hands on the Stinger driver being too thin and not hold it, or too small to hold a weapon. She holds her gun pretty well to me. And I did have a V1 Baroness as a kid, and that's pretty spot on for the rifle. In fact, the sculpt's all real nice. And anybody that is curious, there is the tampo on the manufacturer's mark. Oh, she's got like a serial number on the back of her right leg. or left leg. Anybody worried about somebody trying to pass off the retro figure as a vintage? Again, the rivets in the shoulders are way in further. Even if they swapped out the arms, there is she has a copyright date of 2022 on her butt, and it does say Hasbro, and it does say made in Vietnam. So none of the vintage Hasbro stuff was ever made in Vietnam. So, and it wasn't made in 2022 either. So that ought to be a fairly clear giveaway. The plastic does feel a little softer than the original, obviously, as well, but you're not going to be able to see that on an eBay listing. And the paint is a little different in the inside of the glasses around her eyes compared to the rest of her face. Again, I think that's just to give it the effect that she's wearing glasses. So I think people were complaining about bad paint apps, but I think it's supposed to be an effect. So yeah, she didn't sit too well in with the proton cannon on there, and it doesn't look like there's another place that can peg into, unfortunately, which is kind of disappointing, but yeah, she looks pretty good in that. And of course she can fit in the cockpit. And then of course the question will be, I didn't take her backpack off, and well, we'll have to take her backpack off. I don't think she's going to fit in there. I don't think it's going to close. The question will be, can a modern figure fit in there? No doubt. Well, we will find out. So she's got a lot of headroom in there. She's sitting way down in there. I mentioned earlier that I did open my San Diego Comic-Con set, so I have the Scarlet sitting here from yesterday. Yeah, she doesn't quite fit in there. Maybe bend the knees a little. Yeah, I'm gonna say a modern figure fits in there. You got to kind of manipulate it a little bit, but modern figure works pretty good. That's the Scarlet from the San Diego Comic-Con set, the Power Glide and Soundwave set. And I got the Zartan sitting right here. We can see how he fits too. The double jointed knees. Oh, Zartan does not have double jointed knees. How about that? I did not notice that yesterday when I was fooling around with them. Yeah, he fits in there. I think it helps that I don't have it all pegged in together, so the canopy can sit up a little higher. But yeah, he fits in there just fine. So yeah, I'm going to say modern figures and vintage O-ring figures will fit in this HISS tank, Megatron HISS Tank, just fine. Let's transform him back, and then we'll call it a day. So, as always, the couple things I always talk about are the packaging. I think packaging is top notch. Very cool. And I'm just going to take that off. It's not supposed to come off, but it's a lot easier to do if you do. I think the packaging is top notch. I love the blending of the G1 and retro style. The G1 Transformer packaging and the retro style G.I. Joe packaging. I think the blending works really well. And I'm like so disorganized when I do Transformer transformations. I just like, start moving stuff around. I know where it's supposed to go. So I don't like follow how it's supposed to go. And I'm sure Transformer purists will give me no end of shit for that, but I don't care. Just like that. Flip that up, flip back. Flip that forward, flip that up, flip that back. And then down on the side. Down on the side. Flip that into place. Put that down. Turn that around. Oh, yeah. I forgot what I was gonna say. And then clip it right on the back. And this does clip into his back, so when he's in robot form, it's a little more stable, but it doesn't stay clipped very well. And it doesn't stay clipped onto his back very well either. Which is probably not a bad thing, because if it clipped on better, this might be the part that I would be worried about breaking. But since it just pops right off, go. Oh, tailgate for his shield, which pegs into the back of his hand, and then his like proton cannon thing pegs into his. They really cheaped out on the cannon though. I'm not fond of that, but it is what it is. Overall, do I recommend it? Yeah, especially if you're a collector of both. Oh, and then his feet need to come out. Yeah, his feet are out. Especially if you're a collector of both brands, Transformer and G.I. Joe. Yeah, I think it's worth it. This is a figure and a toy that I would have killed for as a kid. I think as a kid, it's playable. It's easily transformable. The age limits, I know these are like geared for adults, but the age limit on this is not under 3. So yeah, they're saying 4-year-old. I don't know. I don't have kids. Ask JD if he thinks this is suitable for children. But it's not difficult to transform, so kids that have Transformers aren't going to have a problem transforming this. Adults that love G.I. Joe and Transformers should be all over this. I think it's all of the negative comments that I've seen on about this are like hollow points in the body and in the legs and the arms, and it's like, yeah, you know, based on all the Transformers I have, every Transformer has stuff like that. Nothing is perfect. I mean, the really high-end stuff transforms super well, but this is you know, I think they did a good job. Okay, I think this is a fantastic toy. I think it's super playable. I don't know about customizing it other than some different paint schemes. Maybe you could do a Crimson Hiss with it. You could, if you were like my buddy JD, you could do a Septic Megatron Hiss. I think that would be pretty cool, actually, in bright orange. You know, you're the only one's going to have that custom, I guarantee you that. But yeah, I'm happy I got it. And I think it's a good toy. I really like it a lot. And man, I am already have the Striker Bumblebee. See, people have said that it should have been Beachcomber, so now I have the Beachcomber thing stuck in my head. I don't necessarily disagree with them, but I think Beachcomber as a military vehicle does not work. Beachcomber was kind of a pacifist, if I remember right from the cartoons. So I don't think he would have worked as a Transformer at all, or as a Striker at all. So, but I've got that stuck in my head and I can't get rid of it. But I already have that set pre-ordered. I believe the figure that comes with that's a retro stalker. So I'll be happy to have that. I know my buddy JD will be happy to have that retro stalker as well. I do hope that they continue this line. This gives me hope that maybe someday they'll do a 3 3/4 inch mask line. They did make that matte tracker for the 25th anniversary line, and they did a update of it based on the IDW comic book for another San Diego Comic-Con set a number of years back, which I do have, which I haven't opened yet. Maybe I'll open that on in a future episode of General Geekery as well. So I'm really hoping that they continue this. I would like to see a Vamp Hound crossover. And boy, you know, I don't know what I'd like to see. That's a wish list that I would like to hear what everybody else has to say too. Maybe something with the Ram cycle in RC. I don't know. So, anywho, that's all I've got for you on this particular episode of Go Figure Customs. Is the review for the Megatron HISS Tank. Definitely a thumbs up all the way around. I'm not seeing a lot of the problems that other people are saying that they're having. I think it is kind of gawky when you look at it from the back, but you know, I can really overlook that pretty easily, just based on other Transformers that I have that either look good as their vehicle in their vehicle mode, but look horrible in their robot mode, or look fantastic in their robot mode, but look horrible in their vehicle mode. I don't have a lot of Transformers that look fantastic in both. So I'm not disappointed in how it looks in the robot mode, and I'm not disappointed in how it looks in the vehicle mode. So I think they covered all the bases on this. But again, that's about all I got for you. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Please do all that fun social media stuff. Like, share, subscribe, comment below. Let me know what you would like to see from Hasbro as far as a continuation of the line. What Transformer G.I. Joe crossovers would you like to see? I'm really curious to hear what other people have to say. And as always, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more stuff from Go Figure and General Geekery.